Wild.
And then you just come into the screen and there you are.
With her hair, her bun just bunned up. Or what would that be considered? That's not a top knot, is it?
I don't know.
Top knot, messy bun.
I don't know.
Messy bun.
Same difference.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hair. Todd's going to go up.
Yeah, I don't have those issues. Not at all.
It's got to not be in my neck. Make me hot.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, good morning, ladies.
Good
morning.
26.3.
Happy 26.3. Happy last week of the Open. Do you guys remember when the Open used to be like 9 weeks long?
5 weeks long? Did I tell this? Did I tell this story on one of these this week?
I don't know.
You guys all did the Open in 2011, right?
Yeah.
How long was the Open in 2011?
I think it was 3.
Was it
2011? Incorrect. No.
Was that the first year?
Yep.
It was 6, I thought, wasn't it?
It was 6, but there's a caveat. That first week, the website went down, and so they gave us 2 weeks to do the first Open workout, and so it was 7 weeks.
Oh wow!
Oh, I remember that. So like everybody got a gazillion opportunities to do the thing, right?
You did it like 7 times.
Look at this guy! Look at this guy. We're gonna have to mix this up a little bit, though. Well, that didn't mix this up the way I wanted to. There we go. That's better. Special guests in the house.
James, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
He's an expert with this thing.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
James and Brentnie.
Brentnie, 2 level 4 trainers.
Well,
CrossFit
4 level 4.
4. Isn't it 4?
Well, 2 additional ones.
I don't know if you count, Todd. You don't.
No, I don't count.
You're not a level 4?
I think James is best known for people thinking you look like me in the level 1 training guide. Isn't that right?
You look prettier. Someone referred to me yesterday in the live stream as a level 11. I just want everyone to know that.
Well, apparently we're level 16 all combined together.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like a level 11.
Like a Megazord.
Yeah.
Megazord.
James, we were just talking about 2011. The Open was 7 weeks long. Do you remember that?
Because they had like an issue, right? So that first week or the first week went like 3 weeks or something.
2. The first week went 2 weeks because the website went down, and there was 6 workouts that year.
Yeah, I do remember that. Hey, 5 a.m. squat club. We're Instagram buddies.
Nice.
Oh, look at you guys. That's it. Yeah. Nice.
Good people.
So as much as we want to just sit and reminisce, actually we should reminisce about 26.3. You did it, right, James?
Yeah. So I saw that this was the title of this is like coaching tips for 26.3, and my tip is don't do it.
Don't do the workout.
Don't let your athletes do it. That's my tip.
I thought you were going to say so. You went ahead and did it early so that you would have better tips to talk about. Having done it, don't do it.
Don't do it at all. Just don't.
Yeah, that would be my advice. No, it's a nice workout. I like it a lot.
I mean, I think it's pretty classic Open workout.
It's all the hardest parts of CrossFit, I think. I think this is far and away one of the hardest Open workouts in a long time at this time domain. I mean, Brentnie sat front and center and watched me implode. So I will do it differently on the second time around.
You're gonna do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. Always.
Oh, you always repeat
every workout?
Yeah.
Okay. I like how you say that. Like, of course. Like, why wouldn't we do it 2 times? I've only done I've done like a handful of workouts over the years more than once, and it typically has not gone. It's not been a good decision. So
I think that's really interesting. The only reason I say that is because I think about like any time, I had a really lackluster high school sporting life, but I think about like any sports event I've ever played. And if someone was like, hey, would you want to do that play again or take that shot again? I'd be like, yes, 100%. But then also they're good workouts. The only one I didn't redo, do you guys remember the double Diane? It was like Diane, and then it went to Diane at 3:15 with handstand walks. I didn't redo. I did well on that workout, but I was not capable of redoing that workout a second time.
That is one that I actually did redo. I don't know. I cannot think of a time in my life that I failed a deadlift, but that first 315 deadlift. When I got there and tried to pick it up, I literally couldn't get it off the ground.
I love that.
And yeah, I redid that one. That one was devastating. I remember.
Yeah, I physically couldn't do that one. But yeah, I always think you should. And they're good workouts. Like, you're not going to get less fit from redoing them.
My only thing, like last week, there was some of me that wanted to redo last week, but I was devastatingly sore from it. Like all the way from Friday, still into Monday.
What was sore on you?
What was not sore on me? My legs were destroyed. And then that volume of muscle ups that I hadn't done in a while, like my back, my shoulders, my arms, everything was sore.
How many muscle ups did you finish?
17. I'm such a chump, dude.
Oh,
such a chump.
That's so close.
So close.
Yeah, I could see if you took that workout all the way, because it was 15-minute time cap.
I listened to this guy being like, "Oh yeah, like if
you
you
had to
actually
take
did
it the
for
whole
15,
time.
if you took 15 minutes to do that."
No, what I'm saying is like I think that like if you're grinding through it for 15 minutes, it is a different workout than if you for someone who like Lucy Campbell finished it in like what 7 or late 6s. It's just a completely different workout. That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Todd, you just got back late last night from Wadapalooza.
I was there. I officially knew the workout before you guys did.
Were you bummed? Isn't that kind of a bum? Isn't it a bummer? Sometimes it bums me out. Oh,
well, I didn't. It wasn't a bummer for me because I had to judge it, so I needed to know it in order to know what I was doing and what I was looking for and all.
How do you feel about the workout from a judging perspective? Like as soon as you heard it, you're like, okay, this is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, when I got a high level overview of what the movements were first, and I was like, all right, cool. This will be nice. These are all movements that have clear and quote unquote easy standards and all that stuff. Then when I heard what the loading was, that concerned me a little bit more.
Why?
Most notably for the cleans, just how like at those lighter weights, how fast the cleans are and the like power clean and then bounce it off your shoulders as you're standing up to extend your knees. If they didn't muscle clean it was something that I was a little worried with. But you guys know as well as I do that like the movement standard is not even remotely close to the hardest part of judging. It's the number of reps. It's when your hand goes up. It's like at the games. It's when they move the bar or move to the next station and all of that.
All the logistical things you have to.
It's all the logistical things. If it was just let me say this is a good squat or a bad squat, that's easy. I got that. But all the things that come along with it is what makes it challenging. So, but hearing the workout, I was happy that it was this workout. I thought the movements were good. Workout was good.
Who did you judge?
Olivia, the winner. The winner, yeah.
She's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Real fit.
She did the opposite. I think my approach is going to be, I've got a member at my gym, JB, I love him. He always is like, I think on this one, I'm going to start slow and then taper. And that's usually my approach to most workouts. And she did the opposite. She started fast and then just sped up as she went, which was pretty cool.
And did you have like, she's 20. So I could be your dad. Do you have that?
So good, Todd. So good, Todd.
I'm older. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Do you have someone, the lady at the coffee place I go to, I drive through, she called me, I shouldn't say lady, the young girl called me sir today.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I told Cass was my wife was in the car with me. And I said, I kind of like being called sir. It's kind of nice. I'm like finally arrived. I've made it. Because no one takes me seriously. But the point with Olivia
that's because of your attitude. But anyways,
which is good. I like that.
Ask Cassandra. Once people start calling her ma'am, which I'm sure they don't.
She said that.
Ask her how she feels about that. Yeah.
She said that. I was like, I love being called sir. She's like, yeah, someone called me ma'am. She's like, I miss being called miss. She goes, I hate it.
She's way too young to be called ma'am.
I know. And she looks very young. I'm just like graying, like in like about 6 months, I will have all gray or no hair, who knows. But with the Olivia thing, I was saying like, it just is amazing to me because I remember what CrossFit felt like for me at 20. And then I see an Olivia Kerstetter and I just feel insulted. Like, I feel like also the sky's the limit for someone like her. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like, even if she stopped competing tomorrow, like if she keeps the fitness habit, like how there was one of the 70 plus athletes I was talking about, or I was watching, and forget the guys. He won last year. Ackerman is his last name, not Jason, but definitely not him.
He's not anything, yeah.
But this fellow, he got into the muscle ups in the last workout, and I was like, imagine being 70 plus years old and getting a muscle up. And then I think about Olivia, and I was like, man, if she just stays on that consistent habit of fitness, she could be like so fit forever. It's a cool thing to see, aside from the incredible display of fitness. I don't know why I wanted to talk about that,
but how old were you when you started? You were 20, weren't you?
I think I was like 19, 20, but I was like, I vividly remember all the goofy shit of like, you land and you're doing the starfish power cleans, and like you think a push jerk ends out here, and you don't understand what 4 times. Like, I remember like all just like the pitfalls that you jump into when you start CrossFit. Like, it was not what Olivia is doing. You know what I mean?
Of course, but you still, but you started 18, 19. And so I think obviously you were at an extremely high level when you were training and competing at the games, but I'm sure there's still workouts that you are PRing or getting close to, or things that you can do that's still showing improvement.
Yeah. Brentnie and I talked about this the other day. My high skill stuff is still getting better. And like my control of movement is getting better. I think the hardest thing to improve as you train, either decrease volume significantly or get older, is this workout's a great example, is the pure heavy breathing plus a barbell is super hard to get better at if you're not doing it like pretty, like you're tweaking the variance a little bit, where you're seeing something like this or barbell cycling a little more than you might normally program. I think this is the hardest thing to get better at in CrossFit, especially as you get older.
Yeah. I was not good at this when I was younger, and I'm definitely not better at it now. So
I think you're pretty fit. What were we talking about? You were judging. You judged Olivia.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's it. That's where we were at.
I was warming up. Is her movement quality good? Is she a good mover?
Yeah, she moves well. It was, it was interesting because I don't know that I judged her I don't think she was at the games. I think the last time I judged at the games was 2 years ago. She might have been there. I don't know, but I couldn't remember. So I had to.
I think that was the first year that she qualified for individuals.
Okay.
Because she did the teens multiple years, and then the first year she qualified as an individual, she was still 17, so she could have gone both directions. And I think she technically did do both qualification as individual and as a teen. She's a monster. Olivia's a monster.
Oh my gosh. So, and it was great because she was like, we were talking beforehand, and I do my best.
And she's also so sweet.
Oh yeah, super nice. But I'm like, hey, I'm going to tell you what I need. You just listen to me, and I'll just count your reps. That'll be great. And like we talked for a little bit, and then finally she looks at me and she goes, hey, I just heard the workout. I don't really know what this is. Just, will you tell me what I do every time? Like every time I'm done with a movement, just tell me what's next. I got you. We got this. Let's go.
Yeah. This is a workout, like hearing literally right before you're about to do it was probably a little overwhelming and confusing. They're like, wait, when, what, where, how?
The explanation was a little all over the place.
It was delivered in Pig Latin. Backwards, upside down in a mirror. Like, I get the theatrics, but it was very funny.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who I was like, I'm such a visual person. I need to see things in front of me. And I'm like, I have to look at this workout. I have no idea what's happening right now. Pull it up and
it's okay.
Once you look at it, it's pretty straightforward once you see like how it goes down.
James did the same thing to me yesterday. He's like, will you just tell me what I have to do next? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And that's been really good. It's been for this workout specifically, like if we go down the coach's route a little bit, like briefing it for a workout in a class and stuff like that. Like, you don't got time in your whiteboard brief to go through this entire workout and say it word for word. You need to like make sure that your athletes have done a little homework, looked at the thing in advance. And the value of like doing it in class with a judge is that you have like, hey, don't freak out. You have somebody in front of you that's going to tell you what comes next on paper. And that's, like I said, that's what James had me do yesterday, is like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just tell me what I have to do next. I'm like, okay, got it.
The next
And in a class setting, I think this is good, right? You're going to whiteboard brief the workout and tell your athletes, everybody in the class, what they're going to do. And I think in the rebrief right before the workout starts is where you emphasize to whoever's judging, be like, hey, while you're judging, help your athlete out, tell them exactly what they're doing, tell them when they change their weights and what's going on there, so that they're not just lackadaisically, checking the box and then not paying attention. And then you guys have probably all seen it where an athlete in class grabs a bar and does 5 reps. And then the judge catches and is like, oh, no, you're on thrusters now. And you're like, well, not that those 5 reps really matter, but I would have preferred not to have done 5 power cleans when I was supposed to do 5 thrusters.
Yeah. So, before I came on, I popped in downstairs and the 6:30 class was in the middle of it. And I just saw people like talking to each other, their judges, about reps. And it was just funny because they're all like, you're like workout drunk.
Mid-workout.
It's like 8 or 9 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was right around 7-8 minutes. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Spot on. And Dre was talking to her husband, Bob, and Brian was talking to Chris. You could just tell, like, they're like, well, how many reps? And it's still 12, dude. Just keep doing 12.
Everything is a 12.
It's 12.
You sure I'm doing burpees
12.
again?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's burpees? When do I do my pull-ups?
Even doing the 2 rounds within each thing, I think can get confusing for people because it's like, wait, which round am I on? Is it time to move to the next thing? And so having that judge there is going to be key. So I would think, in Brentnie, you said you guys have already done a couple classes with it, but is this one where you feel like it's even more important to talk to the judges and to make sure that they really understand the workout?
Yeah, I mean, in class, the way that we kind of brief, I specifically wrote in my notes to the coaches, do not read the entire workout. Like, do not do that. You're gonna
makes it more confusing, right?
It just makes it more confusing. It's like, this is it's number one, we don't have time. If you're running 2 heats, which is what we're doing, that is 30. I mean, it's 36 minutes of workout itself, and then there needs to be a gap in between. So we allocated on the clock like 39 minutes of the stuff that's happening. And so if you're going to warm up properly and then do the brief, I told them, I was like, just briefly go through, what the thing is. It's burpee, power clean, burpee, thruster. You do that a million times. That's what we're doing. Rinse and repeat that over and over and over again. We're going to change some weights, and the difference between the RX and the scaled across all age groups is a step over the bar and the loading. That's the stuff. Like, it's really uncomplicated when you look at it through that lens. And so it was, and then getting into the thing is, our members were super pumped because I added our warm up included burpee over the bar. And they're like, I'm like, well, it's a general warm up. Relax. It's just, we got to get this. We got to get to the thing.
We don't want your first burpee of the day to be
in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, let's fine. You can do a few extra burpees.
Yeah. So it was good. But it's definitely like, this is, out of all of the other two workouts, this one is really helpful to have a coach, or a judge standing there, just making sure that you're at the right thing that you need to be at. So.
Even Jens making mention that it's even confusing with a scorecard. When do we change weights, and a judge that's supposed to be tracking this? So, yeah.
I think that's kind of CrossFit, though. I'm not saying we should deliberately make workouts confusing, but I do think that's one of the nice things about the Open is I do think CrossFit is supposed to prepare you to have some wherewithal when you're tired. I think, like, I'm not saying like we should get all meta on this, but I do think that's like part of it. You should be able to like do a workout, be smashed, and like at least change some weights. It definitely is not easy. I'm not saying that.
Or just even like in a way, turn your brain off, right? Like not overthink it and just like hunker down and just do the work. Right?
And do this next thing and then do this next thing.
Yeah,
and
just do this next piece. Yep.
Yeah, that for sure is part of it.
Yeah. And even just, that's interesting because Jens wrote this too when we were talking about the announcement, like little hot take there that he assumes that it was kind of confusing on purpose, which knowing David might very well might have been.
I mean, clearly he kept thrusters out of it to begin with, like, the theatrics of that. But then the like bar facing burpees was he said that when that wasn't really the case.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. I missed that.
Oh yeah.
But it should be a little overwhelming. It's a big event. And it is funny because the open workouts, I think some of them are different than maybe we program in our gyms regularly. But at the same time, it's like a lot of it is just, hey guys, you've done up to this point this year, you've done something like maybe 100 workouts. Last year you did 300. It's just another workout. But it is funny seeing the psychological stress of the Open. Even for people who aren't even that tuned into like the history of
everybody,
it. Yeah, they just get freaked out. And I love it.
The amount of times over the years that I've said, it's just another workout. Like I couldn't like to all just the members panicking, freaking out. Like it's just another workout. It's fine.
Yeah, but I've said it like 3 or 4 times this year during the Open. It is. And I logically know that. And it's like, I care significantly less every year that I do it, like where I'm at on the leaderboard. But the fact of the matter is when it's the Open and I'm about to do it, I'm freaking nervous. And it's
which is what makes it fun,
which is what makes it great, which makes it awesome. That's why I love doing it. It's like, it's just another workout. I remember for the first one this year, how nervous I was before that thing started. And I'm like, I literally have done, 3 workouts in the last month that have wall balls, that have like bigger sets that I'm going to do. And I would say are quote unquote harder workouts, but they're just workouts. So I show up and I'm not nervous, and it just goes, and you see what happens. And the Open comes, and then all of a sudden for whatever reason, there's some pressure on it. And I think that's a good thing. And I think it's nice to do that.
Do you guys judge, do you guys have your athletes judge each other anytime outside of the Open? Because I do wonder about that sometimes. Maybe we did a little bit of that leading up to this, Brentnie. I don't remember. But yeah, is that something maybe you do once or twice a year to just add a little bit of, well, we're doing Community Cup later this year, but to just add a little like,
we've talked on some calls sometimes when we talk about like group management and class logistics. When you have too much equipment, more athletes than there are equipment, it's a cool strategy, especially leading up to the Open, to partner people up or do heats and then have them judge each other to just kind of get used to doing that. Personally haven't done that too much, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I wonder, like on benchmark days. This was our
first time doing that, like a little bit. We did that this year for the first time, like a little bit. And I think that next year, if we continue with the process, because we did like pre-Open Friday night heat practice, to do that. That's kind of the way that we stole that from Max Isaac actually at Tilt, because he does that leading up to the Open. And I think that if it gains, this was the first year we've ever done it, so it didn't gain a ton of traction, but I think that there's a really cool opportunity there to like throw, and what we did was we threw Open workouts in a hopper that hadn't been programmed recently, and we just ripped them out on Friday night, and everybody did I go, you go, and practice judging a little bit. So I like that. I think it's cool. It's a fun way to practice, do some like high intensity practice and practice judging and counting each other and doing that stuff. So I think we'll do that again. I think that there's fun value in that.
Was that only for Friday night, or was that all classes during the day on Fridays? Just for the night classes?
It was just Friday. Yeah. Well, there was a heat that we did after like a 6:30 p.m. class.
Oh, okay. So it was one class after normal classes. Okay.
Yeah.
But
we could do it all day on Friday. That could be fun.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to test it for like just like if we do Fran or like a benchmark day. There's some benchmarks where it's a mega pain in the butt, but just to give people
the short ones we could do.
The short ones, Diane, Elizabeth.
Yeah, those ones make sense. There's still something about, as you guys know, Fran is such a great one. And I feel like, especially people that are doing it RX for the first time, the panic that happens in that round of 15, and people don't know their reps, they don't know where they're at. So having a judge there to help settle them, or at least write the course. I still remember doing Fran at, I think this was maybe the second or third time I'd ever done it, but at my level 1. And you guys, what's the movie Wedding Crashers, where there's the scene at the pool? Is that, or is it Old School? No, I think it's Old School, actually. Old School, where Will Ferrell gets shot with
where this goes. Keep going.
Where Will Ferrell gets shot by the animal tranquilizer.
Yeah,
and he's like at the pool and he's stumbling around and he's like,
that was you at your level 1.
I remember, like, because we're at CrossFit, like an old location of CrossFit Charlotte, there's 50 people. There's one row of pull-up bars down the middle of the gym. And I like come off the bar after the set of 21. And I just felt like Will Ferrell trying to figure out where my barbell's at. You know, Hindle's talking to me, telling me to do something, and I'm just stumbling around, like, get out of my way. Let me find my way to the barbell. So anyways, the point of telling that is just like, there's something there that I think there's value in having somebody judge or count reps or help get somebody back to the barbell that they need to when they're doing that workout. There's still something special about Fran.
Are you guys like, you didn't give me any cues yesterday. Brentnie's a very serious judge.
No coaching, only judging.
She took the judges course. She's not supposed to cheer you on. She just calls good reps and bad reps. That's
Brentnie also,
I
has
think that's
that world stage experience at the CrossFit Games.
At the CrossFit, get a pro judge, James. You get a
pro judge.
I think
everyone hates when I judge them. People don't want me.
That's what I got to judge this morning, and one of my athletes was pissed. I was like, I get to judge you, Nate, and he was like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate's
I'm like,
I'm sorry. I'm
going to cheer me on. Yeah.
Oh man, to be like, if we're being really open about like what I do when I judge you, James, I like to watch what's going on and then see if it's like, what's an opportunity, because I know you're going to redo it, and so. Yes, you would get a no rep if you did that, but you know better than to get a no rep. Everybody always asks me that. Does James ever get a no rep? I'm like, no, he's not that dumb. He's not going to waste a rep doing something like that. There's that. And then also, unless it's something on accident that is like how
perfect this guy is. Never misses a target with a wall ball. Never clips the barbell jumping over it. Let's go.
I was close.
No, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You went for it in the first 2 rounds like a lunatic. Like it was really fast.
Yeah.
But I like watching from that perspective and going like, well, what would if I were to give him feedback at the end of this on how he can improve, because I know he's going to do the damn thing again. Like, what are the opportunities that I'm seeing there? So that's more of the lens that I look through.
And I think I made a lot of common mistakes in that workout that you'll see your own athletes make. What feedback would you give to me? Because I'm going to do this, I think. Part of me, I might rest. I really want to do it tomorrow because I just want to be done with the Open.
Then
I think I'll wait till
another
Sunday.
one on Monday too if you do it tomorrow.
Oh, I could do that. I mean, this is a workout. I feel like if you did this workout twice a week for the rest of your life, you'd probably be pretty fit.
This and Cindy, you're probably set.
And run. You got to run always.
And running. Yeah.
Well, what feedback would you give to me?
Well, I agree with what you thought too, and that is that like a little hot on the first 2 rounds. In the first, your burpees were really, really fast. I think that you did burpees in under 30 seconds in the first like 2 cycles of burpees, and and then your power cleans were touch and goes.
That's the only way you're going to.
But they were also, but like it was too fast.
The difference is you need to do that the whole time. You can't slow down.
You cannot.
That's the reason it's only too hot if you slow down. If you maintain it, then that's a good pace.
Good, yeah, that's great advice. Yeah, I will slow down the burpees because I do think I can do all the thrusters unbroken. And I think there's more time lost There's more time lost staring at the thruster bar than there is slowing down the burpees by a second every rep. Mm-hmm. So I will jump back, step up on my burpees earlier, and then the thrusters will all try to be unbroken, and I'll probably break up the power cleans sooner. And I'll do the power cleans like a set of 5 and then singles. Because if you're going to go to singles on the power cleans, you might as well start off with 2 or 3 because it'll give you a little extra sneaky rep. That's sort of my thought when I'm going to do this thing again.
Yep. And I think that's the same for coaching athletes is in the thrusters is like you need a pace of the burpees that you can sustain, but don't put the bar down on the thrusters because when you put the bar down on the thruster, it's so much time that gets wasted. So like it really is across the board better to have a mindset that like my thrusters are going to go damn near unbroken the entire time. And then that the burpees are going to be at a pace that is sustainable.
So the burpees are almost your recovery.
They just shouldn't. They shouldn't take away. They shouldn't take away more than they should. I think is probably the way to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're making a withdrawal, but you're like, don't take that extra $50 out.
Just take just what you need.
Just enough.
I shouldn't get an alert telling me my account's got a low balance.
Negative. I miss those days when you just withdraw your bank account every Saturday afternoon.
How much do I have in there? No, I swore I had more than
negative $2,500. No, that wasn't possible. But see, that's what I think you should. That's like good advice for somebody who is like pretty competent at the RX weight of the thrusters. For somebody who, like has to break it up. I always remember back to 14.5, which became 16.5, which was the 21 down to 3x3s of maybe it was twos, but it was thrusters and burpees.
Yeah.
And I remember how many people did it RX, and because it was the first time workout on main set or the open, and there were people, if you go look at the leaderboard, it took them 50 minutes, 70, like they did a thruster and then went and had a cheeseburger. So, which I do think I said this yesterday, I think it's a great workout where if you feel safe and you don't normally do 95 or 65 or 115 and 75, it's a cool workout just to give it a shot because you can redo it. What is your advice for people like that? Because I know how I might handle those people, but they're like, hey, I want to try 95 today. It's going to be a lot of singles. How are you helping them out?
Well, especially because you're going to get saved by the clock, which is different than the 21:18.
Hey, you're going to time cap, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's for an open workout, having someone approach it exactly like you said, James, where it's like, hey, I really want to do 95 today. I think I can do it. It's, and I know it's probably going to be a little slower. It's not a weight I would ever encourage them or let them do for just a random regular workout, but now's the time. I would let them.
Yeah. And I think the answer to the question of like, how do they break it up? I really like in the open specifically, and for the mindset to like do your opening set, make the opening set the biggest one. So let's say that it is like, I'm that example today. Probably I'm going to do I don't know if I'm going to do it today, but I'm going to do the thing RX. I haven't done an RX workout at this weight in a very, very long time. And I probably should break it up and be smart about it. And just in terms of making sure that like, for whatever reason that it goes well. But like starting off the set of 12 thrusters, if the thruster is the thing that like, okay, I want to do it RX, 95 and 65 is hard for me, but I can, and I want to try, is going to be, well, then start with that opening set of like 7 to 8 reps, and then do 2 smaller sets or 1 smaller set after that. I really like get the big chunk out of the way, because then it builds momentum from there. Whatever the big set is, maybe it's 6, maybe it's 7, maybe it's 10, like, or who knows what it is, but start off with a big set.
And then once they get past that, now they're at that kind of a little bit more of that plateau, if you will, or that block. And then it's just like every man for himself. Is that what you would? It's just start going singles and just keep sludging along.
I feel like if somebody can do 90, like for the guys, if they can do 95-pound thrusters, then 115-pound power clean's probably reasonable for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And getting to that first set of thrusters at 115 is a good score. And so it's like, hey, let's come up with a game plan to get you to that bar. And let's make that the goal. Is like, hey, you want to be able to touch the bar at 115 for the thrusters. That means you get through the power cleans. That means you get through the burpees. And at that point, if that's a heavy weight and or you're completely bankrupt at that point, it's like, do singles. It doesn't matter. Like you're probably going to be chipping away and fighting your guts out to see if you can get through those 12 reps. And like I said before, the time clock will save you. So I think to your point, this is one of those great workouts that's going to allow you, if you have a chance to do it RX, take advantage of that, because I see very little risk as far as me being concerned with my athletes doing something unsafe at these loads, at that volume of reps, and just with the volume of burpees, which is going to eat up most of your time anyways. And to have to get through 2 rounds of it at 95 pounds, I think is a good approach. So,
I think that's interesting because I think the open is one of the times throughout the year where we kind of, we worry a little less about stimulus goals, right? Like because for this workout, you watch Olivia, who she finished and the other 2 ladies didn't, correct? They were close.
She was 3 away. Yeah.
She was 3 away. And she, as far as top female athletes, barbell cycling, I'd say she's up there with the best in the world.
Yeah.
She's not finishing it. So what that would mean is like, if I was scaling this down for members, like to really hit a stimulus, get them as far into it as she did, you're going for, everyone's empty barbell probably.
I almost disagree with that. If I'm scaling this for stimulus, probably where I start is on the burpees. And it's probably like, hey, you guys are actually doing eight burpees per thing to get you. If we wanted to get to the third weight, and to be honest with you, it'd probably be, hey, we're just doing 8 reps of everything. Even if we kept the loading similar, to get to that third weight and to the second round of the third weight, I think that might be the number 7 or 8 that gets people a chance to get there personally.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I like that idea. But I do think my point was more of like, in the open, I think we worry a little less about stimulus and trying to give them a certain achievement. Like I said, I think the open's an imperfect test in terms of like capturing all of our fitness, but we can create little mini tests for our athletes, like do 95 in a workout for the first time, or do this volume of burpees, or, hey, you know what, get to the 115s. Like that's your finish line today. I think that's a cool way to approach this for your athletes, at giving them those really specific goals and wins, because that could be the test of the year of, I think in our gym, Brentnie, I think of Chelsea, she's an athlete, 6:30 a.m. athlete, really fit, super consistent, both her and her husband. She scales 98% of the workouts that show up in class. And she did the first workout in the open with the RX weight and was really proud of herself, and rarely does that kind of stuff. And that was a huge win for her, even though I think she was technically, from a volume standpoint, off of the stimulus, but it was way more important to do that. So that's a cool way to look at this one.
Yeah, and if you scale, the other thing to look at, because we had a lot of athletes ask this morning, like, should I do it scaled? And I was like, well, do you want to do 1 million burpees? Because if you do it at the lighter loads, then you're going to get through more rounds of burpees. And so that's
a great psychological way to.
It's a good point. Can you do the first 2 loads of the barbell? Like, if you can get through the first 2 weights, if that feels like those are, and it's safe, it's a doable, even if it's slow, then that's probably the right mindset, because otherwise it's going to be light and you're going to be doing a gazillion burpees today. So
I'm curious to see, even with the lighter loads, like just with that volume of burpees, how realistic it is for anybody to get to that third, like not anybody, but for people that you're talking about there, describing of like, hey, if you're going to go with the scaled weights to get to that third weight, like
because it's 144 burpees total. Is that right?
Yeah.
For the whole workout?
Yeah, for the whole workout. So even if you think, let's just say 100 burpees.
So 48, 100 burpees just to get there.
Fast is by on its own like a 5-6 minute thing. But then you're right. You're definitely right. The volume is pretty massive in this workout when you start. Don't ever do the math.
I never do the math. I hate adding.
It's only 12. That's the math. It's 12.
Yeah, just do 12.
It was 12.
Yeah, that was a much nicer number than when I started thinking about all the math. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, and that's like 12 feels friendly, doesn't it? Like we're
it does.
Number like 15 or whatever. I'm like, oh,
better
12.
Than 15 for sure. Yeah.
What's funny is I
like 12. 2 sets of 6. It'll be fine.
You hear, when I first heard the workout and I hadn't really sunk it all in, I'm talking with Eubanks and we're talking about it. I'm like, oh man, that 135-pound bar, this, that, and the other thing. And he's like,
don't even worry about that.
Don't even worry about it. I'm like, really? He's like, dude, getting through the first 2 weights. And then I start and think, and I start doing the math, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're very right. I'm like, okay, all right.
It's the same. It's like when you put all the weight on the sides ready for that last snatch that's 30 pounds above your PR. But it's like, I just put them out there.
I just might get this thing.
You never know.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
That is, somebody said that the other day, they're like, I'm worried about this. And I'm like,
it's not.
You're all set.
It's not in your reality.
I don't know. Do you think I'll get my first muscle up by the time I get there? And I'm like, no, you barely can do chest to bar pull-ups. Probably not. Probably not.
I'm worried about stumbling across a unicorn. You won't. It doesn't exist yet. But on that note, so one of the things I was on the Reddits and the comments, people were complaining or criticizing this open because there were most of the workouts were workouts that like the bell-shaped curve are not going to complete. So like this workout came out and somebody in the comments just say it was like, great, another workout that's not realistic to complete. How do we feel about that, coaches? Generally, do we care? Because like in the past, you had all these friendly little AMRAPs.
Well, that's the thing. All it is the way you describe it. If you just would have said it's an AMRAP and not 4 time, then it just changes people's expectations.
I like Tao training with the comment. we just need to get fitter. I agree. That's how I always feel.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nicely said.
That's Steven. Yep. Tell me how fit you're going to be for this one, Steven. What are you shooting for? I got your level 3 patch this weekend, but you're only going to get it if you let me finally beat you on this last workout. We're going 1 versus 1 going into this.
I hope he smashes you.
Well, he's like you. He does all the workouts a couple times, but
good.
And I asked this question
and you
last
don't
week
because you're afraid to.
Yes,
that's the other thing.
I also think
people who are like, I don't retest workouts. I'm like, that's you finding an excuse for being scared.
That is not it.
It is.
But I do think when you're competing against somebody, your first go is the one that matters.
Not in this sense. That's why the championship's 5 rounds, baby. You know, like you might win the first round, but you're going to get smashed up round 2. You don't have a comeback for that because it's right. My answer's right. That's a really good goal.
Yeah. Let's see. Goal is to get to that last weight. Like, you know what's funny about that is goal to get to that last weight. What does that mean? That means finish the thrusters, or does it mean touch the barbell at the power cleans, or does it mean get to the thrusters?
I think you got to get to that power clean.
What if you finish the last set of thrusters and then you put the weight on and then you're still in your burpees? Does that count?
Did you get there? I think you
got to get
you
one
finished
power
the 2
clean.
rounds.
You got to get 1 power clean.
You got to
get 1 power clean.
You have to pick the bar. You have to do a rep with that last weight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets it.
All right, Steven, that's it. Get a clean at 135.
Yeah, to answer your question, James, about the why we have these things that are long that nobody can finish.
Yeah.
If we don't set, like, the simple answer is that if we don't put that bar out there, then what are we shooting for? Like, it's the thing that we talk about all the time with regards to, you and I talk about this a lot with like high volume gymnastics. If you don't make people do sets of 10 to 15 toes to bar, and you always let them do sets of 3 or 4 because that's what's cute and fun and strategically easy for them, then they're not going to get better at that things. And this is the same kind of concept. This is this big, gnarly workout that will inevitably rear its ugly head again, right? And then we get to see, like, okay, last time I made it to this point, and this next time I'm going to try to get to here. And I know that I've improved in my fitness, because this is, you know, like you were talking about earlier, James, with the with this thing being that like deep lung burn, cardiovascular, high power that's sustainable for an X. You got to be fit to do the thing. Like, it's not just, this is not a high skill workout. And so it's a true test of fitness. And then if we put that thing way out there and say, this is the thing that I want you to try to touch on, even for the top end athletes in the world. I mean, I think that, you know, less than 1% of the people that do this thing are going to finish it. It's going to be really, really low.
I mean, because this was the first event at Wadapalooza last night. None of the men finished. I think Sprague was a couple, like 1 rep away. I think he was one rep away, something like that. And there was maybe 3 women, I want to say, that finished it. But I thought,
done it yet?
What's that?
He's doing it. I think he's doing it today at 9.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will. But in general, like, I started thinking about that too, because I was like, hey, you could have made this workout a 20-minute cap or even an 18-minute cap. And now all of a sudden, you know, of your top level athletes, pretty much all of them finish this thing. But do you remember at the games when Boz
out in front of everybody?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. When Boz programmed and they had to do the row before the it was like the Jackie, right? But they had to hit a certain number on the row.
And that was a score too. Wasn't that a separate?
No, but that bought you into the second half of the workout, right?
If you didn't hit it, you couldn't move on, right?
Cash in on, you didn't just take the row easy, right? And I think these shorter time caps automatically pushes the intensity for those higher athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a way to add even more intensity to something that it obviously is going to be high intensity anyways. But if it's an 18-minute cap, then people are way more strategic and think about it a different way. Whereas it's a 16-minute cap, they got to figure out how to push the gas pedal down from the start. So I think
think it's a reminder that sometimes we make our programming too easy in terms of making, like, I want my athletes to always succeed on a workout. And we've talked about this before, and I feel pretty strongly about this. I feel like the Open has always done a good job of escalating volume in a way that's like a little bit that could be attainable, but is ultimately like really, really challenging. And I think in our programming, I fall into this trap. We all fall into this trap of like, we're going to make everything so cutesy so our athletes can succeed and feel good and always hit the stimulus. Like, no, like here's just a task. You're going to go out. You're not going to complete the task, but you're going to do as much as you can. And it's going to be really hard. And that's okay. I think that's something I've seen kind of go in and out of CrossFit programming and coaching even, is like, we get so focused on making programming have this outcome where it's like CrossFit is ultimately about like, here's just a task given to you. What is your capability at this task? Oh, well, that was your capability. Well, we're moving on to the next task. I think that's what this workout this open reminded me of, that from like a programming perspective. I think it was like a 138 on the rower, maybe a 135 for guys. I don't remember ladies.
Yeah, it was a 1K.
Fast.
It was wasn't it 1,000-meter buy-in?
Yeah, but it was like a 135 or 38 pace. It was quick.
Yeah, it was like guys had to do it in like 3:30 and girls had to be like 3:50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there was a couple athletes.
There were a couple that didn't make it.
Didn't
make it. Yeah.
It was not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, James, it's like I know we talk about this on our Knowledge Pro calls, or when programming comes along, where I'm like, hey, at our affiliates, we should be programming workouts that on occasion everybody in the gym gets a chance to put RX, right? It's air squats and ab mat sit-ups or something like that. And then there also should be days where everybody in the gym has to scale the workout. And I think that's okay. And although this isn't scaled for the best athletes, but if they don't hit it, that means they don't complete the workout within the time cap. That's a similar approach to this thing. And it's okay that the best in the world don't always get a win, right? They don't. I think that it allows the rest of us to feel human to some degree, of like, oh man, that person's amazing. They didn't make it. I guess I don't feel so bad. Even though they did 3 times as many reps as I did, it's still, I think it, to you guys' point, gives us something to push for.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. You should redo this workout. Do it
we'll
twice.
See how it goes. We'll see how it goes
today. Do it Monday.
Yeah, we'll see. I was gonna wait till tomorrow because of the travel, but I actually, even on like 3 hours of sleep, I feel pretty good.
What travel? You traveled down to Miami. You live in Florida. Give me a break.
Have you been to Florida?
Yeah.
Not an easy. I got home at 1 a.m. last night.
Oh, you fly? Oh yeah. Because would you drive to Miami and then up to Orlando? You probably flew to Fort Lauderdale, and then they took you on a swamp boat over to.
Yeah, I went swamp boat all the way back up. Anyways. Yes, exactly.
Brentnie, when you're running your people, when you did the classes already and you're running your people and for your lesson plan and all of that, your class plan, how far into the loading are you taking them before the workout? Are you having people go a little heavier than first round, or how are you handling that for warm up?
Yep, we wanted them to, so we did a little quick empty barbell progression that was like the muscle clean, the power clean, and then the thruster. Nothing fancy. And then we did loading where I wanted them to do 2 small sets at the first 2 weights. So they did 2 short sets of like 3 or 4 reps at weight number 1, and then 2 sets at weight number 2. And we did not worry about weight number 3. I was like, you guys don't need to worry
for
about
all
that.
the reasons we've talked about. So.
We've got the weights set up at your stations. You can, once you get there, you'll be warm. Let's go.
If you are on your burpees and it looks like you're getting into weight number 3, I will run and grab you more weight and load your.
We'll get them for you. Yeah, and
it's
and also like a little peace of mind around like because of the volume in this warm up in this workout. Even not worrying about weight number 2 even is like, you're going to be really warm by the time you get there.
And the weight's going to feel 4 times heavier than you want it to anyway.
Really heavy.
So don't worry about it.
Do you think it's more of a mental thing then for the athletes to just like get a few reps on with weight number 2 before the workout starts? Because it's not.
And it's not a lot of reps. So totally. I don't think that it needs to be a lot. I think that it's more of, exactly to your point, Kristin, it's like practice weight 1 a little bit, throw that thing around, put the second weight on the bar, give it a quick couple power cleans and a couple thrusters, not a lot, just so that you know what it feels like when you're fresh, because it's not going to feel that way.
Every
single person that picks up the weight number 2 is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And they just lift, they try to do a muscle clean. They're like, oh, that didn't go well.
Like on paper, this weight should be way lighter for me. What is happening?
Yes, totally. But yeah, I think that warming up to the second weight, just a smidge, is a good place to go. And it also won't eat up your warm up clock in class too much to give that a go. So, yeah.
I think 115 is still the most pernicious weight. It's like it feels like 135 in this workout, but you can still move it fast. So it's like your heart rate just keeps going up. 115 is a nasty weight. It's the unsung hero of fitness for sure.
It is. Yeah.
The unsung hero of fitness.
Kabo, when are you doing this thing?
I don't know. Maybe at noon.
Okay. I like that.
What is it? Does it go to 65 seconds?
You guys have a best hour leaderboard for like you guys and then all of your affiliates. And like who's the fittest?
Pete Shaw.
Oh, shocker.
He's still really fit, yeah.
Max is pretty fit.
Max is fit.
I think.
Mm-hmm. Max is fit, and then Tony doesn't. Like none of those guys count. But guess who's after the elites?
You.
Guess who's winning the RX division? That's the elite division.
You're creating your own division within the leaderboard. But
one's a games athlete. He definitely doesn't count.
Tony's not a games athlete.
No, I said one.
Tony's not a games athlete. He lives in the middle of nowhere and works out by himself in his underwear. He's a freak.
Pete is a games athlete. He doesn't count.
Pete is a games athlete. Yes.
But Max
doesn't count.
Max is not.
I think he competed on a team at the games.
I was wondering. That's kind of why I paused, because I don't know.
There you go.
Wadapalooza he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Max do Wadapalooza last time that there was a not this most recent one that's happening now, but like the last Wadapalooza? Didn't Max do that team, Jam?
I don't know. He was a CFNE teamy guy for a long time.
Oh yeah?
See?
Okay.
He doesn't count either.
We'll put him. He can go in that elite category.
He's in the elite.
That'll make him feel so good.
I haven't seen any videos. I've seen some videos in the past. There's some questionable depth, I think. So we'll see what goes on.
Wow, look at you calling that out.
I hope he smokes you in this workout.
He'll beat me in every workout like he does. That's the only way I can convince myself. Oh, he got 100 reps more than me. He was probably just right at parallel. I bet that was it.
Half range of motion.
Yeah.
I mean, I do tell myself, that's why I like having Brentnie as my judge, because I can tell myself like my judging standard was harder than most people's.
So when you do it
for
the second time, you need to go to somewhere else and get a different judge. And
I'll have Cass judge me for sure.
Oh yeah, there you go. Just not really pay attention. Just count yourself. I trust you.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you're done.
No, I think in some ways she might be tougher, but
so James, what's your talk about the change up in strategy for the second time? Because this is, I mean, we're making jokes about doing it for the second time or not jokes, I guess, but this is definitely one that it is interesting. This is a type of workout that would be interesting for me to do twice, because I would approach it with just two completely different strategies, probably, and see what the difference would be. So
I just think you can make mistakes you won't recover from. And that is like, I will definitely slow down the burpee pace. And I think part of that, what hurt me most in the burpee was not so much the breathing, and this could have been the rest of the week or just the entire workout. My upper body felt so tired pressing the thruster overhead. So I will slow down the burpee a little bit, break up the cleans more, and I will just make an effort to not be a little weenie and just
try a little harder.
Do the thrusters unbroken. Yeah, I mean that is good open advice. I mean,
I know
there are a lot of workouts in the open where it's like, hey, you're just not trying hard enough.
I often know in the moment too, like while it's happening, I'm like, I could
hard.
Probably try a little harder.
Yeah. And I know I felt that on the thrusters. Good. I was like, I'm dropping this and I don't have to, and I'm just being a little wiener. So I will do the thrusters unbroken, and I don't have huge hopes. Like I have hopes to like maybe get through the thrusters for the first round of the 135. It's like, I'm pretty realistic on what that time will look like. I feel like my experience in the workouts, that's like probably where I'll end, getting back to the burpees in the second round of 135. So, but I'll change those things.
And how far did you get for this first one?
One thruster at 135.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that also lends itself to like coaching our athletes. And what James just said is like, oh, your upper body was smoked. This is really, really redundant with the upper body and the shoulders, and everything is going to hurt. And so trying to, push on that gas pedal of like, use your legs, use your legs, use your legs, go to the power clean instead of the muscle clean, and do thrusters where you're focusing on that fast leg extension, and handing off to the barbell, as opposed to just like letting your arms do a little too much work, because they are going to get cooked.
Yeah, that's
so that core to extremity stuff is going to be really important here, for coaching, from a coaching perspective.
You know what I was just thinking? I'm not doing a level 1 this weekend. I happen to be doing a level 2, but this is always whenever it's open season and it's Saturday and time to run the level 1 workout, everybody's going to be super pumped about that.
Oh man. Yeah. The level 2s, they're champs during the open season. They just get brutalized. Yeah. But they're like, it's a level 1.
No, but I'm saying the level 1,
because it's the same workout.
Oh yeah, the workout you guys still do.
Yeah.
But
and everyone just loses their mind, and it's like,
well, that's the one. Usually, there's people that are like, oh, it's a recovery day, and they're doing an empty barbell, and I'm like, you made regionals last year. What are we doing? Right? But they're trying to save it. I get it.
But yeah, that's a good. I was just it popped into my mind when you were talking about that, Brentnie, just because of how often at the level 1s, especially with the thrusters, it's like jump the weight up, use your lower body, like all the things. And so I can certainly see this being one of those things that
you just hold the bar up here. It'll be faster if I don't put on my shoulders and just take it overhead.
Just start to press it from the bottom of the squat.
Just hold it right there.
Yeah.
That'll probably be a better play.
Use your legs.
And do a really strict, perfect push-up burpee. That'll be really smart.
What about, so obviously the first round with the weight could be muscle cleaned pretty easily, probably by a lot of people. Would you recommend just going ahead and power cleaning it?
Power clean it. Yeah. Power
just to save the arms a little bit.
Yeah. And like I said, I think it's saving the arms. And I also think it's like, once you hit that certain heart rate, it's just hard in this workout to come back down from it. And so it's almost like if you want to step out of line and make a mistake, do it in the 115 round. Because most likely, it's like the majority of people just aren't going to finish this workout. So that's like, if you're going to make a mistake there, or on the thrusters, like do the thruster unbroken. Because it's easier to pick up a clean than it is a thruster. You spend so much time if you drop the thruster bar, and you can do more just staring at it. This is a hard workout to get back on the bar. So it's like, if you want to use your grit for the thruster, if that's where you need it. So if you break up the clean, that's okay. If you're slow in the burpee, that's okay. But use the grit on the thruster for this one, because there's more value to it in the workout. More money to be made.
Where do we rest on the thruster? Do we rest overhead?
Bottom of the squat. I
rest here.
Overhead for sure.
Yeah.
Bottom of the squat.
With your back fully rounded.
You just rest on the bottom.
Just even straight up and down. Bottom of the squat. Just, I'm good. Chest is up. Just hanging out down there, taking some breaths. You guys ever see people? I see people do that with the wall ball, and I'm like, what are you doing? Either set it down and breathe, or stand back up and throw that damn ball.
Yeah, a little extra breath with the bar overhead. Easy peasy.
Now, one place I will rest at the bottom, though, in all seriousness, is the burpee, because now it's like, if I have to take a breath, I'll be down there because I'm already halfway through the rep, versus standing. And then my brain will tell me to rest longer if I'm just standing there resting between reps, versus if I'm on the ground, I'm like, okay, take a breath and go. I don't want to lay on the ground forever.
You do want to stay low on those. I'm excited I want to know how you guys do. When are you going to do this, Brentnie? I want to watch.
Maybe at 6:30 tonight. Maybe.
Okay, I'll be here for that.
Let's go.
Maybe with my husband, a little head to head. I just got to smash him one more time. We did.
Oh, you'll destroy him. He can't squat.
The two broken.
I take it back, Jonathan.
Two most broken people at the gym.
Nice.
Is that what's
Jonathan,
going on?
he's really broken now because he's been doing the jujitsu again, and so he's literally. I'm like, isn't that fun? You're broken from head to toe again from jujitsu, but it's good for his mind to do the jits. He likes it. So
there you go.
Hard on the body, good for the brain.
Hard on the body, good for the brain. Yeah, that should be a jujitsu T-shirt. Make that into a shirt.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this workout too felt that way, but
good for the brain.
Is it Jens or Jens?
Jens.
Okay, Jens. Yeah, it's not try to suffer as little as possible. You just want to suffer well. You want to struggle well. in this workout.
You guys were describing where you're not suffering, or like where you kind of start being a weenie. Like every workout has one of those points, and I determine whether it was a good workout or not based on my score, but based on when that happens. Do I give up and cower, or do I overcome and like do another rep? Or
you've never done a good workout?
I've never had a good workout because I cower every time. But one of these days, the amount of times I think about it, one of these days I might get past it. That's the goal. We will see. Yeah. Well, all right.
26.3.
Let's do it. See you guys on the leaderboard. James, Brentnie, thank you guys so much for joining. Cabo, as always.
Thanks for finally getting me on.
You won't come when I ask you, but
because it's a normal time. You come, you're like, hey, can you come at like 1 p.m. in the middle of
No, it's always Wednesday? 9 a.m. on Thursday, but it's the day early. It's Thursday.
Yeah, Thursdays is definitely a no-go.
All right. Well, we might just have to completely change the entire schedule so we can get James on regularly. Yep, that's it.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right. See you guys. Thank you for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. Now, if you're a coach who wants to coach more effectively, impact your members, and advance your career, then the Knowledge Pro is the next step. Inside, you'll get hundreds of coaching videos, weekly calls with level 4 coaches, and direct feedback on your coaching. From homework reviews to full class breakdowns, we do it all. This is the best way to grow as a coach and take your skills to the next level. Now you can join the Knowledge Pro at besthouroftheirday.com/the-knowledge. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen. Now keep coaching, keep improving, and we'll see you next time.